What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. What I'm going to be doing today is going to be some shrimp fried rice, and this video is going to be almost as much about this Actifry air fryer or any air fryer as it is kind of the recipe. Making fried rice is not that complicated, but I was thinking about this, and I have a few people that have actually watched some of these videos, bought the air fryer, whether it's this one or any other air fryer. And I was thinking back to my days when I was in the Marine Corps, which would be kind of, the living situation would be kind of similar to college. I would rather have this Actifry than like a microwave in college, because this is such a versatile piece of equipment. Anyway, let's get over all that. I'm going to bring you guys in to kind of take a look at what the ingredients are. Then we're going to get cooking. I will put a link to some information about the Actifry in the description below and the iCard above. Also, I'm going to put a link to the YouTube channel that actually got me into using the Actifry. Her name is Diane. She has a YouTube channel called Booger500US, and she is an Actifry genius. So, run by her page. She's a lot more creative than I am with it. Anyway, let's get cooking. We're using very simple ingredients for the shrimp fried rice. Obviously, we have the rice. Now, this was rice that I made yesterday and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight so it's not getting all gummy when you cook it. Whenever you're cooking white rice, just plain white rice, it's always going to be 2-to-1 water to rice. So that's one of our ingredients. You can use sesame oil, but I am using this Tsang stir-fry oil that was sent to me by another YouTube channel called The Root Boy Cooks, and he uses a lot of this oil. I thought it would be perfect in this fried rice. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put a link to his channel in the iCard above in the description below. He puts out some good stuff, always drinking good beer. So we got the oil. I have some thinly sliced carrots, and these are fresh carrots. Frozen would work probably even better. I have some green onions, peas, soy sauce, salt and pepper, and a little cornstarch. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and our shrimp, excuse me, those are pretty big shrimp. Those are like 15 count shrimp. First thing I'm going to do is just hit the shrimp with just a little bit of, actually that might be a little bit more cornstarch than I wanted, but that's going to be fine. So we're going to hit with some cornstarch, some pepper. I like pepper. And then salt. And I'm going to finish stirring this in off camera. Once I get done mixing this in, I'm going to let it sit for about 10 minutes. First thing we're going to do with this Actifry, especially if we're going to be cooking something that we want to be cooked at a higher temperature, is we're going to go ahead and get our oil in first. Now, the Actifry has a paddle. In this application, we're just going to go ahead and take this paddle out, and we're going to hit it with some oil. Now, you could be, about a tablespoon of oil. As far as the shrimp goes, what I did do was I did chop up some of those in thirds. So sometimes I'm working on a recipe and I say, you know what, those big shrimp are probably going to be a little bit too big, but I do want to keep some of them whole. So I'm keeping about 6 of them whole, and the rest of them I chopped in thirds. But before I put the shrimp in there, we're going to go ahead and shut this and let this heat up for about 5 minutes so it's extremely hot when we get the shrimp in. A chance to run for about 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and open it up. Now I'm just going to kind of get our shrimp in here and try to keep it spaced out. If not, it's going to be fine. I'm not going to do this in 2 batches. And basically what we're looking for is we're going to want to cook this about 80% of the way through. At the top, it looks like we are about 80-85% of the way cooked. So what I'm going to do is just set the shrimp aside. Still have quite a bit of oil in there, so what I'm going to do now is just throw my carrots in. Now, if you're using frozen carrots, you may not need to cook them, but since these are fresh, I'm just going to throw them in here just a few minutes just to take some of the hardness out of them. So I'll let these carrots go about 5 minutes. They look pretty soft. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add our rice. First thing I'm going to do is hit it with just a little bit more oil on the bottom. Rice in. Gonna throw in our vegetables. Hit it with some soy sauce, as much or as little as you like. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to shut it and I'm going to let this go for about 5 minutes without touching it. Then we're going to stir it up and kind of see where we're at. Chance to cook about 5 minutes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit it with some more oil, about a half a tablespoon. And then some soy sauce. Now I haven't stirred this or anything while it's been in there. And this is going to be all to taste. Now I'm going to go ahead and stir this in. And I'm going to let it go for about another 5 to 7 minutes. Then we're going to add our shrimp in. We've gone about 5 minutes. We'll go ahead and stir this up again. Now I'm going to throw in our shrimp. I'm just going to leave the shrimp on top. We'll stir that in later. I'm just going to let this go for about 3 minutes. Should do it. Should be a done deal. I'm going to go ahead and kind of stir this in. You know, let me take a taste of this. You know, I was kind of thinking that it was missing a little bit of that sesame flavor. Once I read the ingredients on that Tsang stir-fry oil, I don't use that often, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it with some of this sesame oil. Now we're just ready to go ahead and plate this up. Here's a close-up of the finished product. What I'm going to do is bring this camera back, taste it, and see what is up. I have a little sample of this, so I don't know exactly how this is going to taste, but let's see if it's somewhat comparable to fried rice being cooked in a wok. You know, I think this did an excellent job on it. Let me taste that shrimp. This turned out real well. Again, that air fryer, if you have kids in college, you're in college, maybe you're in the military, or you're just cooking for one or maybe two, I highly suggest that. I think I bought that for a little over $100 and it's been well worth that. Anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.